The fro is froing, baby. Just as long as nobody call me Ice Spice, we'll be all right. If you've ever been on an airplane, then you know that it is not the most comfortable experience. That's one thing I think we all can agree on. But recently, the plus size community has been petitioning for a more inclusive and a more accommodating experience while riding on an airplane. And yes, I'm rolling my eyes. In this video, I'm going to explain to you exactly why in a series on my channel I like to call It's Not the Flex That You Think It Is. Before we get into it, make sure that you go ahead and subscribe to my channel and hit that post notification bell so that you can be notified of more great content like this. My name is Tandy. Now let's get into it. But warning, my thoughts will probably offend you.
So you want to hear my hot take on plus size travel and why I think every plus size traveler should get a free second and even third seat on an airplane? Then you better keep watching and sign my petition to make some real change. Let's just state facts. Plus size travelers need more space. And many people agree that plane seats are too small, even for the average size person. As a plus size traveler myself, I know how uncomfortable and unsafe it can be to squeeze into a tiny airplane seat. We are not asking for special treatment or luxury accommodations. We simply want enough space to travel comfortably and safely without fear of being discriminated against because of our size. It's truly that simple. If you agree that every traveler deserves to fly comfortably and without fear of discrimination, then go ahead and please sign my petition and share it with everybody that you know. Let's work together to make air travel more inclusive and accommodating for everyone.
I'm sorry, y'all. I can't help but laugh. Okay, and I am not trying to fat shame. However, here's the thing. You can't sit on Beyonce's internet and claim that, okay, what was her exact words? She said, hang on, because I gotta rewind it. Run it back, Turbo.
We are not asking for special treatment. I think every plus size traveler should get a free second and even third seat on an airplane.
She said they're not asking for special treatment. However, planes need to be more accommodating for plus size people by letting them have 2 and maybe even possibly 3 seats. Sounds like you want special treatment, sis, because I'm pretty sure that my tall behind would love to have more leg room when I'm on a plane, okay? I am almost 6 feet tall and I would love to have more, first of all, headroom when I'm boarding a plane. That would be nice because, wow, I mean, my afro alone is about a good 5-6 inches. Like, okay, maybe I'm hyping myself up a little bit. It's more probably like 4. You're not asking for special treatment, but you should be given 2 and 3 chairs for free? Girl, bye. Just like I said, if I can't bump up to first class or have extra leg room, you can't have an extra seat or 2. No, absolutely not. Nobody's going to give you special treatment just because you decide to neglect your health. This petition is definitely not the flex you think it is, all right? So with that being said, I went ahead and looked at the comments under this video and they did not disappoint. Okay, let's check it out. One user wrote, this would probably raise ticket costs for other passengers and airline ticket costs are already insanely high. Valid. So you want them to come out with even bigger planes to hold more weight, which could possibly be dangerous. I'm just speaking logically here. I don't know if this is fact or not, but it seems like more weight on a plane is not the brightest idea. If you know more facts, please leave them down in the comment below. Another user wrote, man, if only there was a way to fix this. So because you decide to neglect your health and become obese in a sense, people should be more accommodating to you. Now, on one hand, I feel like plus size people do exist, right? And they're not just going to lose weight overnight. So yes, a lot of things in your everyday life and society should be somewhat accommodating. However, I feel like, and again, I told y'all, my thoughts might probably offend you, okay? I warned you in the beginning of this video. Having extra weight on a plane is not good. Like immediately my mind goes into thinking about Aaliyah, you know, the singer that we all love and cherish as an American icon. Her plane was overweight. Like her plane crashed for a lot of other reasons, but one of the reasons that they calculated as a factor was the excess weight on the plane. So when I think of allowing multiple plus size people on a plane, I don't know, it just does not seem like a safe thing to do. Again, I am not I don't know what you have to be, a physicist or what have you, airplane engineer, I don't know, but I don't have those qualifications, whatever they are, to know if that's fact or not. But that is immediately what would scare me about being on a plane with extra weight. And I don't care whether that weight is just extra luggage or, you know, people. Like, extra weight just to me does not equal to a safe ride. My anxiety would be freaking high as heck. So I think, unfortunately, like, it kind of just is what it is, you know? Another user wrote, you want extra seats, pay for them. I don't like sitting next to strangers, but I deal with it as I don't want to pay for 2 seats. Valid. This creator even said so in her petition video, that the seats are even too small for someone like me, okay? I don't want to sit that close to somebody either. I mean, especially, you know, again, we got communicable diseases and stuff out here. Like, it's crazy. Some people don't even like wash their hands or their body for that matter. And I don't want to be rubbing shoulders with them either. But guess what? I also don't want to pay for 2 airline tickets either. So I just put up with it whenever I am on a plane. It just is what it is. You put yourself in that situation to be overweight. Therefore, you got to accept what comes with it. Like, it just is what it is. You feel me? You may or may not, but either way, I want to hear how you feel about this so far down below in the comment. Please make sure that you are being kind, because even in this video, we're having a little kiki moment right here. I definitely don't want this video to have any kind of negativity down in the comments. So if you are being negative or rude, you will be blocked. I just want to go ahead and say that, because kindness goes a long way. This petition is not hurting me at all. I don't feel like it is. I mean, if you want to, you know, support this cause, by all means, go for it. Somebody else goes on to say, I have social anxiety. I once dislocated my finger on a flight because I had a panic attack. I want at least 10 seats between me and everyone else. Oh my God. Another person said the same thing I said. I'm tall, so do they have to move rows further apart now? No, I spend more and get extra leg room. I mean, where's the lie? Another user says, oh heck yeah, I want a recliner while I fly too. Right, since we're all putting in our requests for what we want from these airlines, let's get a recliner while we're at it. Somebody in the comments said a second and third seat is crazy. I agree. Okay, it's one thing you want a second seat, I get it, but you want a third seat too? Side eye, okay? Side eye. So like I told you, the comment section, they just did not disappoint, okay? There's also another plus size influencer who is speaking up about her airline woes. Let's check this next video out.
If you have a big booty like I do, or if you're just curious to know more about how people with big booties fly on airplanes, this video is for you. To keep it simple, we're gonna start with this one video talking about 2 things. Number 1, do you need a second seat for your butt?
Sis, that's more than a big booty now. If it's one thing we need to be in this video, okay, we need to be so for real right now, okay? There's more than a big booty back there.
And number 2, do you have to pay for that second seat? All right, so number 1, do you need a second seat? The standard airplane seat width in the United States is 17 inches. Some are a little bigger, some a little smaller. If you want to know for sure how wide a seat is, you can go to seatguru.com. Here you can look up any airline, any craft, and it'll tell you exactly how wide the seats are. Measure your butt. Sit down. Measure how wide you are when you're sitting, because you spread out a little when you sit, at least I do, and see how wide you are. If you're less than 17 inches, sweet, then you're good. You don't need a second seat. If you're wider than that, you're gonna need something, but you might not have to pay for a second seat. There are a couple of loopholes. Okay, so if you don't fit comfortably within a single airplane seat, you have a couple things that you can do. Number 1 is if you're traveling with somebody who's much smaller than you are and they don't take up their entire seat and they're willing to share part of their seat with you. So a kid, a friend, a partner who is thinner, if they're willing to share and you can both fit comfortably within the 2 seats allotted to you, then you're good to go.
Now, not you trying to put them on game about how to get these free seats. Okay, for one, I'm not mad at that, okay? Listen, I'm here for the loopholes, okay? Because if any of us, I don't care who you are, if you can find a loophole to do something, by all means, if it's legal, take it. All right, with that being said, saying to ask somebody who paid for their seat, the entirety of their 17 inches, right? You should ask them to share. Okay, but did you share the cost of this seat, ma'am? I don't think you did. So you needed to buy your own 2 seats instead of asking somebody to share. Now, if that's somebody, of course, is somebody that you are flying with at that time, sure, why not? But let me tell you one thing about me, baby, that armrest is coming down, okay? This is my 17 inches and you can't have none. Like, the nerve.
Another option is, and this is really rare, but if your flight is coming up really, really soon and you're just buying your tickets, sometimes the booking agent will be able to tell you, look, this flight is super, super empty. There's no need to buy a second seat. There's going to be no problem with space on this flight. That has happened to me a couple of times and they've always been correct, so I would trust them. But again, that only works if you're booking your flight really soon before it actually takes off. But if you're not flying with somebody who can share a seat with you, or if you don't know how full the flight is going to be, you're going to want to reserve a second seat somehow. Different airlines have different policies for this. Some make it easier than others. Start with Southwest Airlines. If you have access to Southwest, they have by far the best policy for this. If you don't have Southwest Airlines, Alaska has a good policy. Canada Air if you're flying domestically within Canada, and KLM and Air France say that they have a policy for this, but I've been trying to book some tickets with them for a while and it's not working.
Let's cut that off because we don't need to know all of that. I mean, I always leave the creators who post these videos down in the description bar, so if you want to watch this video, you are a plus size person and you want to know the tea, I'm gonna leave them down below. The comments on this video. Somebody says, pay for the amount of seats you need. Valid. I agree. Somebody says, bro, what? Seriously. Like, you inconvenience your life, and the fact that you feel so entitled to a second and even a third seat is crazy to me. Somebody says, I'm not sharing my seat unless you're paying half of my ticket. Smirk. Somebody also says, moms have to pay extra for the newborn, which sits in their lap. Why should you not have to pay? It's just weird that you feel like you should be given one for free. That mom made the intentional choice to have a baby, so therefore she has to pay for that child and their seat. You should pay for the extra seat. Now, I do understand that, again, some people are working on their health. And health is such a tricky thing. Like, sometimes it's inherited that you will be overweight. And also too, you know, nobody's just going to lose weight overnight. So that doesn't mean that their life should stop just because that they are overweight. But I do think it should put into perspective and maybe even be like a wake-up call or motivation, so to speak, for you to get your stuff together. This conversation shouldn't be about what can and shouldn't be done to accommodate your life as a bigger person. I think there's a deeper conversation that needs to be had here about why you are as big as you are. Why do you need these accommodations? And again, there are so many different reasons why someone may be overweight. It could be genetics. It could just be, you know, depression. They could just be struggling with mental health issues. Like, there's just a multitude of reasons. And I think that we should be kind and sensitive. With that being said, I just feel like, again, there's just a bigger conversation that needs to be had versus having petitions about getting a second and a third seat. Like, this just seems beyond me. I'm sure being plus size is not fun, especially when flying, but I think that the plus size community should also look at things from, you know, other passengers' point of view. So let's check out this next video.
Got an interesting story for you. So this lady was stuck on a flight between 2 obese people on a plane and demanded reparations. She said this was not acceptable. If fat people want to be fat, fine. But it is something else entirely when I'm stuck between you with your arm rolls on my body for 3 hours. This was one roll, other roll. Apparently they were brother and sister. And she did end up getting her reparations in the form of $150 of trip credit, in which she said this: I'd rather take $150 American Airlines offer me as a refund and give to someone who needs a personal trainer or gym membership. Yeah, she going crazy.
That was a little bit comical. You cannot lie that that was not pure comedy. But I think the biggest thing for me was the fact that they took pictures of the rolls of the other people. That to me is just a bit much. Like, you didn't have to do all of that. I mean, or maybe they did because they had to prove their case to the airlines in order to get refunded. I mean, I'm sure that just was not a comfortable position being in between 2 plus size people. That doesn't sound fun at all. It doesn't sound fun for the plus size people, nor does it sound fun one for the person who was sandwiched in the middle between them. My final thoughts on all of this is that being overweight just does not seem enjoyable. So I completely get wanting to be able to be comfortable while you're on your journey of good health. Being overweight also doesn't necessarily mean that you are unhealthy either. But I do think that when it comes to being on an airplane specifically, which is what this video was about, it's tricky, man. You know, you have to be able to take some sort of accountability for the situation that you're in. There are so many people who are taking accountability for the situations that they're in and doing something about it. Even if you need a little bit of help, like the help is out there for you. So creating a petition for more accommodations as far as getting, again, a second and third seat for free, making a petition about something like that is just not the flex that you think it is. Now, what I do feel like could be a better petition would be, let's talk about, you know, the bathrooms. Okay, let's say a person who was overweight, they bought an extra seat, right? Cool, they did exactly what they needed to do. No tussles, no nothing, right? But then they have to go to the bathroom on the flight. Those restrooms are so incredibly tiny. Like, even I get a little bit claustrophobic inside of them. So I think a petition as far as that being more accommodating for plus size people in general, I think that would be an awesome petition, and I would definitely sign that one. But I don't know. Let me know what you guys think about this entire video. How do you feel about plus size accommodations on airplanes? Do you feel like they're necessary, or do you feel like, no, pay for your own seat and shut up and sit down? I'd love to hear your thoughts about this. You know how it is in the comment section. If you leave a comment, I'll definitely respond. I try to always respond to everybody. So if you made it to the end of this video, go ahead and give this video a thumbs up, and make sure that you are subscribed to my channel. Hit that post notification bell so that you can be notified of more great videos like this. I hope to see you soon. Bye.